Hello my viewers and welcome back to my channel. Subscribe, like, and feel free to be part of the conversation by dropping your comments down below. With that said, let's get straight into today's video. Now in today's discussion, we take a look into the complexities surrounding cultural appropriation and identity. In this video, we explore the impassioned remarks of a Hispanic woman who has ignited a conversation about the significance of braids in her culture. Amid his criticism and backlash for wearing braids, she raises important questions about the intersectionality of cultural heritage and the dangers of cultural erasure. So join me as we take a look into this discussion as different people share their thoughts on this. I will be right back.
So there's a lot of people mad right now because of my hairstyle, and they're saying that it's only Black culture. And let me just start off saying I am from Oaxaca, that it's a more indigenous part of Mexico, which you should already know about my name, which is the Aztec goddess. And what really irks my soul is that TikTok got so comfortable bullying Hispanic people out of their culture and making them feel bad for wearing braids. Like, I hope you guys know that braids are also Native Americans' culture and not just Black people's culture or African culture. Yes, it's their culture, but not only theirs. People just stereotype Mexican braids with these because these are the braids that we wear with our floral dresses because that's our culture. This is a picture of my older sister with braids, and that's me. This is years ago, before TikTok came and did their thing where it's nobody can wear braids without being scared that they're gonna get bullied out of them. You know what irks my soul even more is that people are so biased when it comes to Mexicans and Hispanic people and Latins in general. And there's people that are not even from the Black community that feel the need to have to attack somebody because that's all that they've seen on TikTok. They are so uneducated that the only knowledge that they have is people telling others that they cannot wear braids unless they're Black. There's this creator right here who loves Mexican cultures and even wears our cultural dresses because she said she loves the Hispanic culture and loves everything about us. She's even fluent in Spanish. In her comments, there's nothing but love. Do you see this? Nothing but love from the Hispanic community. And people were telling me to apologize for wearing my braids. And let me just say this, I would never, ever apologize or be bullied out of wearing my own cultural braids because you guys feel the need to tell me that I need to be Black in order to wear braids. Respectfully. And if that wasn't enough for you, let me show you another example of how people are biased towards Mexicans. When the little Kayla drama happened on TikTok, if you don't know, search it up. She made tweets in the past about Mexicans, but when people were trying to cancel her for being the majority, and I know it's not all, but the majority of the Black community were so quick to say, oh no, we can't cancel her, that was years ago, that was years ago. Oh, but when Jeffree Star's tweet and Peka, when all of that drama happened on TikTok as well, and everyone was so quick to cancel them for being towards the Black community, majority again, like I'm saying majority, not all, a lot of the Black community and even a couple Hispanics were ignorant enough to say, oh, I'm gonna still listen to Lil Kayla, I don't care. Because again, you guys pick and choose when to pull the race card out. And that's just straight facts. When we hold the people accountable for the Black community, we expect you guys to hold the people in your community accountable as well. So quit being biased.
Everything she said right there is absolutely true. And here is why. People did not discover America, obviously. Indigenous people were here. But before people ever knew Indigenous people were here or even knew that this existed in general, there were African tribes that were explorers and were adventurers. And guess what they did? Shared ideas with the people that they met. They lived amongst them, traveled, and never really needed to take over anything. That's why there's so many similarities amongst a lot of different tribes along, you know, the Polynesian culture, Aztec culture, Indigenous culture, African culture. That's why it all ties together. Duh. Back when I was in high school, I was very rebellious and I liked to express myself, and I really didn't like always learning about history. So I communicated that with my very rebellious teacher, and look what she showed me. I learned back in high school and I'll never forget it. This is a mummified Incan girl, and let me tell you a little bit more about her story. But before I do that, I do want to show you a closer look of her hair. Notice how much of it is, and this is all her real natural hair after 400 years plus, okay? Her hair was braided so tightly that it took at least 2 years before her to start them, for one thing. Another thing, the DNA was tucked so tightly in the braids that it's intact, and they could tell her diet simply from looking at the roots to the tips of her hair. Can you imagine that? You can pause to read the rest of this if you want to, but anyways, like I was getting at, basically in this culture, they would prepubescent girls braid their hair up until feed them the best of the best food, give them the best of the best experiences of life, because they're going to, and the more that they put into this girl, the more braids, the more intricate, the more jewels, the more into their braids, the bigger the sacrifice meant. So y'all really need to do your research while you guys are sitting here trying to bash people out of their own culture yet again.
Well, I might have dropped the ball with this one, but I want to take this and use it as an opportunity to talk about cultural appropriation and appreciation, right? Because you're right, those braids are very traditional to Jalisco, Mexico, where I'm from, and that could be a very fine line to maneuver around. But I want to have this as an open discussion, right? So if you're indigenous, Native American, Mexican, or Mexica, right? Please comment and weigh in, stitch this, wet this, and let me know what you feel about this. Because in my opinion, so long as the people that are trying this hairstyle are giving credit to the original people of Jalisco, not taking it as their own idea or original idea, and not being disrespectful with it, I don't think that is the issue. I see that as appreciation, not appropriation. But again, that's just one person's opinion, and I would hate to be like the only person that thinks this way. And yeah, so please let me know, weigh in, because I don't know.
That's where you're wrong, beloved. It is not just hair, not for black women. Because since the beginning of time, our hair has always been a problem. Because it is different. We just got a law passed. It's called the Crown Act. You probably don't know what it had to do with you. But we just had to get a law passed so that we could wear our hair the way it grows naturally from our scalp and still be accepted in workplaces. You understand what I'm saying? So no, it's not just hair. Because if it was just hair, there would be no law that needed to be passed for black people to wear their hair. Can you understand what I'm saying? Yes, every culture has braids, but our culture is the only one that's getting disrespected. See, the braids that she has in her head came from black women. She got them done by a black woman, and she decided to disrespect black women and mock black women. That is something that you don't get to do. And then expect black women to sit around and watch and not check it when you're being disrespectful. You do not get to say something while you have a style in your head that came from black women. And the fact that her inspo was Kim Kardashian is wild, because that woman has been mimicking black culture for years. But like I said in the beginning, if it was just hair, we wouldn't need a law passed to wear our hair like that. Because when we wear our hair like that, it's a problem.
I'm going to address these situations where people are like, oh, Latinas can't wear box braids. Oh, these are only for black hairstyles. Oh, black people, cultural appropriation, Yeah, stuff like that. So as you can see, I took a screenshot of this TikTok where it shows this girl's TikTok, and she wrote on it, Latinas can't wear braids. And I'm just like, girl, nobody said Latinas can't wear braids. She should have never wrote that, because nobody said that. And I feel like she was trying to say Latinas can't wear box braids. That's what I low-key think she was trying to say. I come across a lot of these videos on my For You page, and in the comments are just like cultural appropriation. Oh, that's only black people hairstyles. Oh, you know, stuff like that. Stuff you would see on the comments on these type of videos. And I'm sorry, but I'm black, and some of my black folks out there think that we black people, we own braids, and we don't. Sorry to break it to you, we don't own braids. Latinos do have their own cultural braids. I think it's Mexicans. They have their cultural braids, and I will show it to you. This is their cultural braids, their tradition. I didn't do my research, I just know it. And this is ours, you know, our times where our ancestors, stuff. And it's not just these two. There are many other cultures with cultural braids. It's not just black people. And I feel like I feel like people are forgetting. They're forgetting something. And yes, if you're not black and you have black hairstyles on your hair, it is cultural appropriation. Like this one on the screen right now. And I feel like people are forgetting that when braiding hair, it also depends on the type of hair you have. I would see a lot of non-black people wearing our cultural braids, and I just feel like, are you forgetting that that's not for your type of hair too? If you do not have our type of hair, like black people hair, our hairstyles are not meant for you. Like, there's a lot of history behind it too, and it's not for your hair. And let me tell you something. Non-black people wear these hairstyles on their hair, not knowing that their hair will fall out. It won't fall out on our hair because our hair is thick. And to my black folks, you know when you get your hair done and it's like gripped to your scalp? Our hair doesn't fall out. And if you're a non-black person and you want to do our type of hairstyle on your head, just know that your hair will fall out. And you're worried about, oh, I look good in it, it's cute. All these black people, I don't give a if it's cultural appropriation, that just know that your hair will fall out and it's bad for your hair. A lot of people do not know that it's also bad for your hair. A lot of non-black people do not know that it's bad for your hair. I feel like none of y'all will understand this video, and to my non-black folks out there, if you want to continue doing our type of hairstyle on your head, that's on you. That's on you. But anyways, bye.
Girl, I understand and I totally agree with everything that you said. It's part of your culture, so don't let this ignorant people bully you out of enjoying what's part of your culture. Oh my goodness, I'm not the girl she's talking about, but I, as someone who enjoys the Mexican culture, and I've taken part in the Mexican culture, the food, wearing even the chanclas and dressing up during the Cinco de Mayo, it's nothing but love, because I lived in the valley for quite some time and I still have those friends in my life till today. They still share their cultures with me. They're not mad that I'm Nigerian and not Hispanic or Mexican or Puerto Rican, and I share my culture with them too. And that's the beautiful thing about cultures. They're meant to be shared. You should, girl. Never apologize for that.
Welcome back. Now, the question is, are braids indeed part of Hispanic culture? According to my research, yes, they are. Now, we are also going to look at the origin of braids. But for now, let me share what I found in this article. Yes, braids are indeed part of Hispanic culture as well as many other cultures around the world. Throughout history, braids have been a common hairstyle among various indigenous peoples in Latin America, including the Aztecs, Mayans, and Incas. Braiding techniques have been passed down through generations and continue to be an integral aspect of Hispanic cultural heritage. In addition to indigenous influence, braiding traditions in Hispanic culture have also been influenced by African, European, and other indigenous peoples' traditions, resulting in a rich tapestry of braiding styles and techniques unique to different regions and communities within the Hispanic diaspora. Moreover, braids hold cultural significance beyond just aesthetics, so they can also symbolize identity, heritage, and community. For example, in some indigenous communities, specific braiding patterns may denote a person's social status, marital status, or tribal affiliation. While braids are certainly part of Hispanic culture, it's important to recognize that cultural practices can evolve and be shared across different cultures. The key is to appreciate and respect the cultural significance of braids while acknowledging their diverse origins and meanings within various communities. Hispanic culture is incredibly diverse, encompassing a wide range of ethnicities, languages, and traditions. As a result, the significance of braids can vary greatly depending on the specific cultural context. For example, braiding techniques and styles may differ between indigenous communities in Mexico, Afro-Latinx communities in the Caribbean, and Mestizo communities in Central and South America. Braiding has deep roots in indigenous cultures throughout the Americas. Indigenous peoples across Latin America have practiced braiding for centuries, using natural materials such as plants and fibers to create intricate designs that hold symbolic meaning. Now, these braiding traditions have been preserved and passed down through generations, contributing to the cultural identity of indigenous communities. During the colonial period, European settlers brought their own braiding traditions to the Americas, influencing indigenous hairstyling practices. This cultural exchange resulted in the fusion of indigenous African and European braiding techniques, leading to the development of unique styles that reflect the multicultural heritage of Hispanic communities. I don't agree with this, guys. This article goes on to say, in many Hispanic cultures, braids hold symbolic significance beyond just fashion or aesthetics. They can represent aspects of identity such as ethnicity, heritage, or social status. For example, in some indigenous communities, specific braiding patterns may signify a person's tribal affiliation or marital status, while in Afro-Latinx communities, braids may be worn as a symbol of cultural pride and resistance against Eurocentric beauty standards. Despite centuries of colonization, assimilation, and globalization, braiding remains an enduring symbol of cultural continuity and resilience within Hispanic communities. The preservation of braiding traditions serves as a testament to the strength and resilience of indigenous and Afro-Latinx cultures in the face of historical oppression and marginalization. Now, let's embark on a journey to uncover the fascinating origin and history of braids. Braids are not merely hairstyles, they are cultural artifacts with deep historical roots. Throughout centuries, people across different civilizations and continents have embraced braiding as a form of expression, identity, and artistry. Exploring the origin and history of braids allows people to understand the cultural significance behind these intricate weavings. Now, from ancient societies that use braids for practical purposes to modern interpretations influenced by fashion trends and social changes, the evolution of braiding techniques and styles is a testament to human creativity and ingenuity. Braids, with their intricate interweaving patterns and timeless appeal, have a history that reaches far back into human civilization. But where did it all begin? Braids have originated in Africa, with many cultures adopting the style and making it their own. And this answers the question. One of the earliest examples of braids can be seen on the Lady of Aguilafente state, dating back to around 4500 BC. Now, in ancient Egypt, braids were not only a fashion statement, but also a symbol of social status. Wealthy women would adorn their braids with gold and jewels to show off their wealth and power. Braids were not only a hairstyle, but held significant cultural, practical, and symbolic importance in Egyptian society. Braids in ancient Egypt also held religious significance. They were seen as an expression of devotion to deities and were intricately incorporated into ceremonial and religious practices. Some individuals even believed that the gods themselves wore braided hairstyles, further elevating their significance. Archaeological evidence, including ancient artwork and artifacts, provides valuable insights into the braiding techniques and styles of ancient Egypt. The Egyptians employed various braiding methods, including the use of natural fibers such as flax and palm leaves, alongside hair extensions and accessories to enhance the intricate patterns. What do you, my viewers, have to say about this? Share your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, and let's hear what you have to say. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.